you see him, Mary?
In this crowd, I wouldn't be able to spot King Kong. David? David?
Mary, do you see that bear?
Don't be silly, Henry. There aren't any bears at Paddington Station.
Oh, no? Well, come here and we'll see.
You were right, Henry. It is a bear.
May I help you?
Well, actually, I thought that perhaps you might be in need of assistance.
Yes, you are rather a small bear.
I'm a very rare bear. There aren't many bears left where I'm from.
And where is that?
Darkest Peru. I stowed away on a ship to get here.
Stowed away? You came all the way from South America by yourself? You must be starved.
Oh, no. I had some marmalade. Bears like marmalade.
Please look after this bear, thank you. Oh, Henry, what shall we do? He has no place to go.
We?
See? Bears love marmalade.
Yes, I've no doubt they do. Now, listen. Would you like to come and stay with us? Well, that is, if you've nothing else planned.
Oh, I think I'd like that very much, thank you.
Fine. You shall live with us. Well, I mean, Mrs. Brown and myself.
I haven't really got a name, only a Peruvian one which no one can understand.
Well, he simply must have a name, Mary.
Of course he'll have a name. And that's it.
Paddington Station?
Just Paddington. It's very distinguished, don't you think? I'm glad that's settled. And I'll bet that's David's train. I'll go meet it while you take Paddington for a bite.
Well then, Paddington. Tea and buns?
Oh, yes, please, Mr. Brown. Thank you very much.
David Russell. I'm your Aunt Mary. Let's have a look at you. My, how you've grown. How old are you now?
I'm 12 and a half.
Well, come along, Mr. 12 and a half. Your Uncle Henry is waiting with another new addition to the family.
Ooh.
It's a surprise.
Here we are. Oh, why, thank you, Paddington. Oh, go ahead, Paddington, help yourself.
You don't suppose anyone would mind if I stood on the table?
Ooh, that's beautiful. Look at that bear. Oh, I've never seen anything like it. Look, Mummy, a dancing bear. What's all the noise?
I don't know, but it's coming from right there. Excuse us, please. Excuse. Henry? I can't leave your uncle alone for 5 minutes. Henry!
Is it over?
I should think so. Where's Paddington?
In here. Oh, please help. Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Brown.
What in heaven's name were you doing in there? You could suffocate.
Now then, what's going on here?
It's nothing at all, really. Just our bear.
Your bear, is it? Well, I've a good mind to run him in. Nothing. Imagine calling such a disturbance nothing.
He's new here, officer. He needs time to adjust. Perhaps I could... Well, maybe you'd consider...
Are you trying to bribe me?
Bribe? Well, who said anything about a bribe? No, I was simply making a contribution to, the Police Benevolent Fund.
We'll just see what they have to say down at headquarters. Yeah, now. What happened to the evidence? Take off your hat. What have you got in your suitcase? Well, inasmuch as there's no evidence, I suppose I'll have to let you go. You mind your step from here on. Open that case again.
Secret compartment.
Let's get you home before anything else happens.
Oh, I don't think getting me home will stop that. Things are always happening to me. I'm that sort of bear.
32 Windsor Gardens, please.
Bears is 6pence extra. Sticky Bears is 9pence. He can't help being sticky, driver. He's just had a nasty accident. All right, but mind none of it comes off on my interior. I just cleaned it.
Jonathan, Judy? This is your cousin David from America.
Hello, David.
Hi.
What's Daddy got in the taxi?
Come on, Paddington. On the count of 3, Paddington. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ow! My seats! Well, I've been looking for an excuse to get a new cab, and I suppose this is it.
There, now I'll be off with you.
And this should just about give me the down payment. Well, thank you, Gov. You're a real gent, not like them others.
Is it a bear, Mummy?
Yes, dear. His name is Paddington, and he's come all the way from darkest Peru.
Is he going to live with us? If Mrs. Bird says he can. I'm Jonathan. Mrs. Bird takes care of us. I'm sure you'll like her.
I'm sure I will. But will she like me?
Mrs. Bird is sure to like you. But perhaps not while you're so sticky. I know. What if you have a bath first?
A bath? But bears don't take baths. Plus, I was hoping to save this as a snack for later.
But Paddington...
Well, if I must.
How will we get him past Mrs. Bird to the bathroom?
I could pretend he was my stuffed toy bear from America. Well, that is if Paddington wouldn't mind.
I suppose I could try.
And who, might I ask, are you?
I'm David Russell from America. My mom's Mrs. Brown's sister. My folks sent me here to stay for a while. And this is my stuffed toy bear. I never go anywhere without him.
We'd like to show David his room. And the bathroom. I think he'd like to freshen up.
Nice to make her acquaintance, Mrs. Bird.
Shh! You'll give yourself away.
If he's going to be staying with us, I'd best stock up on marmalade.
You may need 2 baths. See you when you're clean.
Aunt Lucy would be very happy. I don't suppose there are many bears in the world who live in a house like this.
Well, I'm just not sure it's right to keep Paddington. That is, we've never padlocked the front door before.
Thank you, Mrs. Bird.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bird.
You're welcome, I'm sure.
But Daddy, he has no place else to go.
I hope Aunt Lucy is happy in her home for retired bears in Peru. Help!
Well, at the very least, we should alert the authorities about Paddington. That is, you enjoyed Paddington Station, didn't you, David?
Oh, yeah. It was really great. I even renamed my stuffed toy bear after it.
Help!
You mean that sticky, stuffed toy bear you came with? I know he's no stuffed toy bear, but just where do you think you're going to keep him?
I say, Mrs. Bird, is there a leak in the sink?
There's no leak in my kitchen. Where did you put that bear, anyway?
Uh-oh.
We wanted him to make a good impression on you. so we put him in the bathtub.
Oh, I can't look. I am Paddington Brown, and I'm very pleased to meet you. I hope my unfortunate accident hasn't caused you any undue extra work.
I know exactly who you are, young bear. No, you've caused no extra work. I was going to wash the carpet today anyway. You've actually helped.
You mean he can stay?
Of course he may.
Did you hear that, Henry? He can stay. Well, we'll have to take him shopping immediately. He needs a whole new wardrobe.
First he gets dried off before he catches his death. Then he can go shopping.
Excuse me?
I'm going to see what's new in the juniors.
All right, dear. Excuse me, please?
How may I help you? Perhaps Modern would care to visit a government surplus store.
Government surplus? The very idea. Have you ever heard of such a thing, Paddington?
Never.
And what did Modern have in mind?
We need a duffel coat, Wellington boots, and a new hat. I should think one of those will do.
Will Modern be wanting to dispose of this hat?
I should say not.
I think I'd like to see the top hat first.
It's an excellent choice, Modern.
We'll take it. Delightful. Now all we need are the duffel coat and boots.
Delightful indeed.
You wait here. I'll be right back once I've found Judy.
All right. I'll feed you. Be patient. Oh, no. There you are. You should know better than to run off by yourself. Well, what could possibly go wrong next? There you are. Who turned the lights off? Help! Oh, where's the switch? I do hope someone turns the lights on soon. These are the strangest floors. I'll have to complain to the manager. Uh-oh. How will I ever explain this?
Is he going to do any more, Mummy?
I believe Act 2 is beginning now.
All soiled. Well, there's nothing left but to do them all over again. Not another bath!
Will we ever find him, Mummy?
Of course we will, dear.
Any distinguishing characteristics?
Beside the fact that he's a bear, well, he's about 3.5 feet tall.
Excuse me, I've got another disturbance to look into. It may be worse than a missing bear.
Something worse than a missing bear?
Paddington!
Uh-oh.
Do you think he'll do it again, Mummy?
No, dear. I think the performance is over. Come, I haven't been in Barkridge's in ages. Let's see what they have.
Mean anything? It's not a question of intentions.
Well, what are we going to do?
He didn't mean anything.
Oh.
Young bear? Well, I'd like to shake your paw. Single-pawed, you have created the greatest spectacle in Barkridge's history.
We've never had so many customers. How can we show our appreciation?
Well, I've just run out of marmalade.
I think you look just splendid.
And I got a brand new jar of Barkridge's finest marmalade for free. I think that's a very good value.
Well, I say this calls for a special treat. How about dinner out?
Really, Henry? Where did you have in mind?
Well, I had in mind the Porchester.
But that's so fancy and expensive.
Hang the expense. We've got to celebrate. It's David's and Paddington's first day in England. We booked a table near the orchestra. The name's Brown.
Is the bear gentleman with you?
No. We're with him. It's his party.
Then I'm afraid you can't come in. We don't serve anyone not in formal attire.
Bears don't have formal attire, but Paddington has formal fur.
Yes, and it's just been washed.
This way, please.
Well, I know what I want. What about you, Paddington?
I can't figure out what they have.
There are no mistakes at the Porchester. The menu is written in French, and there isn't anything you could want that we wouldn't have.
In that case, I'll have a marmalade sandwich.
A marmalade sandwich?
With custard.
They'll never believe this in the kitchen. Would anyone care for an hors d'oeuvre or salad while waiting for their main course?
Why, yes, thank you.
I'll do that.
A little more of those, please.
You just sit down, please.
Are you enjoying your salad, Paddington?
Well, yes, but I've lost an onion. Do you suppose anyone would mind if I ate with my paws?
What was that you said?
I said I'm going to find my onion.
I hope he finds his onion soon. Everyone's looking at us.
Where's that onion?
Quickly, Paddington. Daddy's omelette flambé is being served. You must see it.
Don't worry, Mr. Brown. I'm coming.
Enough! That there must go. Imagine ordering marmalade sandwiches, throwing water on a perfectly innocent omelette flambé. You'll ruin the good name of the Porchester.
If Paddington has to go, we all go.
May I ask why the young bear has been asked to leave?
You may indeed, sir. He annoys the other diners.
I'm one of the diners, and I'm not annoyed, I'm delighted. I've been coming here for 30 years, and it's about time someone livened up this stuffy old place. Fact is, I was hoping to join your table and make you my guests. If that's all right with you.
Delighted.
I'm Sir Huntley Martin, the Marmalade King. I've been in marmalade for 50 years, and I've never heard of a marmalade sandwich. May I try it?
Fancy that. The Marmalade King, did you say?
Absolutely. You must come and visit my factory someday.
I would enjoy that very much, Sir Huntley.
Writing a letter?
To my Aunt Lucy. She lives in a home for retired bears in Peru.
You can finish it tomorrow. What you need now is sleep. Good night, little bear. You've had a busy day.
Oh, yes. Aunt Lucy will be very pleased to know I'm here.
This is very kind of you, Paddington, but I'm really quite capable on my own.
That's all right, Mrs. Bird. Bears are good at watering.
Oh, all right, if you must. We only need a bit of water. It's a very small plant.
Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Bird. It's all under control.
Oh, I wonder what that Mr. Curry's up to now. Certainly no good, I suspect. It would be nice if he decided to clean up his garden.
Perhaps he's tidying up now. He certainly seems to be working hard at something.
Work? Mr. Curry? Not likely. Not when he can get someone to do it for nothing. It's a disgrace, that's all. The way Mr. Curry lets his garden go to pot. Brings down the whole neighborhood, it does. Why are my feet wet? Paddington! Quickly, turn off the water!
It's a bit difficult with paws.
That's because you're turning it the wrong way!
I'm terribly sorry.
You go see what all that's about and I'll clean up here.
But
no buts about it. Oh, don't worry. I was going to do the floor in a moment anyway. Mind you stay away from Mr. Curry. He'll have you cleaning up his whole garden for nothing. Just you watch.
oh no. Oh no. Now, where did you come from? Your mother will be very worried about you. There you are. You've got to be more careful. You're not supposed to fly till after you've hatched.
You there, Bear! Give me my ball back!
Who's talking?
Give me my golf ball back instantly!
Where are you?
Over here!
Oh, this is a very good game, Mr. Curry.
Game? This isn't a game, Bear.
I didn't know you were spying on me, Mr. Curry. I mean...
Spying? I'll give you spying, Bear. See this? There's another one just like it somewhere in your garden. What are you doing, Bear?
Oh, your mother will be worried sick if I don't get you back in your nest.
You come back here this instant.
Thank you for finding that egg, Mr. Curry. I'm sure its mother will be very happy.
Egg? What are you Oh, yes, the egg. I'll bet you could find a lot more eggs in my garden and return them to their nest if you only mowed the lawn. Think how happy that mother bird will be. And in addition, I'll actually pay you 6pence. You'll be doing a good deed and making money.
I'll do it. Mrs. Bird will be very pleased.
Why?
She thought I'd have to do it for free. And here you are, paying me 6pence. That'll show her you're not such a skinflint after all.
Since you'll already be tidying up, you might also trim my tree for the birds, mind you, to make their homes more pleasant. And before you saw off that branch, make sure and anchor it to something heavy so it falls in the right place. Now you hop to it. This should all be done by the time I return. We wouldn't want any of those eggs to hatch out of their nests and be scared because they couldn't find their mothers now, would we?
Timber! Very good. You fell exactly where I meant you to. Now, where's that mower? I'd better get started if I'm to finish before Mr. Curry returns. Oh, this could be very bad for me. How will I ever explain this to Mr. Curry? Perhaps if I borrow Mr. Brown's power mower and finish the job, he won't notice that his own mower is missing. For a while, anyway. I've seen Mr. Brown do this so many times. Well, he just pulls this cord.
Come back here and stop when I tell you to stop.
Come back here.
Mr. Brown, are you all right?
Oh, yes, Mr. Gruber. I think I must have pulled the wrong lever by mistake.
I believe this is the culprit. Your hat covered the carburetor.
What?
It blocked the air intake, and lucky for you it did, or you would have kept going until you ran out of petrol. You might have made it all the way back to darkest Peru. You'd best hide until this blows over, here in the grass catcher.
All right, where is he?
Good day, officer. How may I help you?
Just tell me where he is and be quick about it.
Who?
A young bear driving a power mower down the Queen's Highway, out of control he was, and headed this way.
A young bear? What sort of bear?
Dressed in a duffel coat and wearing a funny sort of hat. I've seen him around here before. Well?
I can't say that I see anyone around answering to that description.
All right, sir, but I'll be back. And if a certain bargain is still outside a certain person's shop, I'll make it my business to look further into the matter.
All clear.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Gruber.
I hope I did rightly, not knowing the facts of the case and all.
Oh, that's all right. I don't exactly know what happened either.
I don't suppose I could interest you in a spot of cocoa and a bun?
Oh, it's a very kind offer, and I'd love to stay, but I must get back, find Mr. Curry's lawnmower, and finish mowing the lawn. There'll be more eggs, see?
Oh, no, Mr. Brown. This isn't an egg. It's a golf ball. It's used in a sporting event. I believe you've been made sport of.
I will have to think what to do next. Thank you for your trouble, Mr. Gruber.
You're certainly welcome, Mr. Brown.
There you are, Bear. Look what you've done.
Perhaps I could glue it back on, Mr. Curry.
Glue it? And what about the rest of the mess? How do you intend to make restitution? What's this? I don't want your marmalade sandwich. I want my lawn properly mowed. And I want my lawnmower back. What have you done with it, eh, Bear? Probably made a pretty penny on it. It's an antique, you know. Well, I won't have it. The proper authorities will be properly notified and the culprit properly identified. And you can bet sixpence on that. What's this?
I found your...
What are you doing, Bear? Don't you know any better than to point sharp objects at people? Yeah! Ah! Bear! You'll pay for this. Mind what you're doing. I shall sue if you do me any damage. Stop! Oh, this is your fault, Bear. Just you wait. I mean to extract my pound of fur. Let's go. Ouch!
Don't worry, Paddington. He can't do a thing to you.
Mr. Curry, it's me, Paddington. I brought some special goodies from home.
Is that you, Bear? Come here where I can see you. What did you bring? Ah! Bear, what is the matter with you?
Nothing is the matter with Paddington, any more than there's anything wrong with you.
These will do nicely. For now. But next time, Bear, don't pick the cherries off my cake.
I'd go with you, Paddington. I've got too much to do here. Besides, I simply can't stand the whining. Mind you don't stay too long doing his bidding. Just in case, this thermos of hot cocoa is for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bird.
And Mr. Curry, every time the doctor says he can go home, he gets sick again. He'll do anything for a free meal.
I don't see any Mr. Curry. Do you have an appointment?
Oh, yes. Mrs. Bird called in advance and made it for me. Paddington Brown, 32 Windsor Gardens.
I don't see an appointment for you, Mr. Brown. In fact, I don't see an appointment for any bear. But don't worry. I'll put you in touch with Mr. Grant. He handles all the tough cases.
Is that the head man?
Did you say head man? Why didn't you say you wanted a psychiatrist? You know, a head shrinker.
A head shrinker? Oh, I'd much rather have my hat stretched than have my head shrunk.
And that's a good one. I'll ring up Dr. Heinz and see if he's got the time for you. I'm sure he will.
I have never had a bear patient before.
And I've never had my head shrunk. And to be quite honest, I'm not sure I want to do it now.
I promise you won't feel a thing. Now, please lie back, get comfortable, and look up at the ceiling. Oh, very good. Now, I want to play a game with you to test your reactions. I will say a word, and then you will immediately respond which word did have the opposite meaning, right?
Wrong.
What's the matter?
Nothing, Dr. Heinz. I'm just doing as told. You said right, so I said wrong.
No, you will wait until I tell you to start. I will count to 3 first. 1, 2, 3, go.
Stop.
Very good.
Very bad.
Look here.
Look there. Can't you think of any more words, Dr. Heinz?
White.
Black.
Big.
Small.
Fast.
Slow.
Finished.
Started.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
No.
Yes, yes, yes.
Will you stop?
No, I won't.
I should have my head examined.
Perhaps you need to have it shrunk, Dr. Heinz. The receptionist knows all about that. It's a good thing Mrs. Bird packed that cocoa for me. Shh. This is just like my favorite TV program, Daredevil Doctor. Maybe this will help me find Mr. Curry.
There you are. You wanted an X-ray. Where have you been?
I just got here.
I found him.
Where?
In supply.
No. I mean, where is he now? Good to finally meet you. Let me get right to the point. What do you make of these?
Would you look at that?
Good gracious, you look like a bear. But what I'm interested in is what you can tell me about this skeleton.
Oh, I don't know, but I think your X-ray is cracked. See?
No, but I think that bone is cracked. If I may ask, where did you go to school?
Oh, I never went to school. My Aunt Lucy taught me everything I know.
Perhaps one day you'll share your Aunt Lucy's knowledge with me.
I'd be very happy to, but right now I've got to find a patient. Mr. Curry has to be here somewhere. Maternity. Maybe Mr. Curry's here somewhere. Don't tell me the shrinker has been here too. Oh, the shrinker strikes again. Is that you, Mr. Curry? Is that you, Mr. Curry?
Are you the father?
Me? A father? No.
Well, in that case, what are you doing in the maternity ward?
Mr. Curry? Mr. Curry? Oh, I didn't realize you were so badly hurt, Mr. Curry.
My name is not Curry.
Oh, pardon me. I hope you're feeling much better very soon.
Thank you. I do feel much better.
Mr. Curry, are you in there? This outfit has caused me no end of trouble. I'll be glad when I'm rid of it.
Hero, are you one of them gentlemen from overseas?
I'm from darkest Peru.
Thought so. Listen, Sir Archibald is making his rounds right now. I don't think he'd take kindly to one of his students being late. If you hurry, you can catch up to him before he notices you're missing.
So, you've decided to come, have you? How nice for all of us. Since you're here, why don't you diagnose this patient?
What patient?
That patient.
What's wrong with him?
That's what I want you to tell me.
Listen to his heartbeat.
Well, what do you hear?
It sounds like Phantom of the Opera.
He's not going to be operating, is he?
Rest assured, sir, it is most unlikely. As a doctor, you, sir, are a disgrace to your profession.
A doctor? I'm not a doctor. I'm a bear. I've come to visit Mr. Curry.
No, you're a friend of Mr. Curry.
Well, I'm not really a friend of his. I'm just a next-door neighbor. I'm not sure Mr. Curry has any friends.
And where do you think you're going?
It's a miracle. I'm cured.
Ooh, speaking of cures, I think I know a way to cure Mr. Curry. Free up a hospital bed for a real sick person and give Mr. Curry a bit of his own. Are you any good at tricks, Bear?
Oh, yes. Bears are very good at tricks.
So, how's the patient today?
Oh, worse. Much worse.
Oh, I thought that might be the case. That's why we've decided to operate.
Operate?
Oh, yes, and I'm afraid this case is far too difficult for me, Mr. Curry. I've had to call in a specialist from Peru. Nobody knows quite what he does in the jungle, but yes, it appears to work.
Is that you, Bear? I thought so. I think I'm going to have another relapse.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Curry. Look, I brought you some more goodies.
Careful where you put that stuff, Bear. I don't want any crumbs in my bed. And if I see any cherries missing from the cake, I'll know who took them. Also, I hope you remembered to bring the... Bear! I don't know what you did, Bear, but you'll be sorry you did it!
I didn't screw the top back on my thermos of hot cocoa very well.
Hot cocoa? Well, all the really best cures are discovered by accident.
Well, I suppose you've done your best.
By the way, Mr. Curry, I found all these golf balls. Why don't you try hitting them? Mr. Gruber tells me that's what you're supposed to do with them.
4!
Oh, I forgot to mention, since you were so worried about all those eggs yesterday, I found some old birds' nests for your tree, and I filled them for you. I'm afraid they're only chickens' eggs, but...
So that's why I couldn't find any for breakfast this morning. I wondered where they'd got to.
Eggs! I'll give you eggs, Bear.